Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. It is weather in 5 days and 5 minutes on this Sunday. That's going to turn out to be a very nice day in the Northeast. However, we are going to have severe weather issues today across the South, and we're already seeing a fairly large area of flash flood watches that have been put up. But I think the big story is going to be the widespread severe weather outbreak that we're going to see today across the deep south and into the southeastern part of the United States. That'll be for today and tonight. The Storm Prediction Center has a very large area of moderate risk in an east-west band from near the Texas-Louisiana border and then cutting east right through central and southern Georgia. And you can see that the enhanced risk goes even further back into Texas, in East Texas, and extends further east up through South Carolina and even into southwestern North Carolina. They have actually nudged up the marginal risk line a little bit further to the north from what they had yesterday. And this is going to be a fairly sizable outbreak here as we take a look at the tornado risk. 15% risk. That's pretty high from in that moderate risk. I wouldn't be shocked if they wind up, when they upgrade their forecast later today, if they stick a small area of high risk in there. For damaging winds of 60 miles an hour or higher, 30 to 45% chance in that moderate risk zone. And for hail, we're looking at a 30% plus risk in part of that moderate and enhanced risk zone a little bit further to the west. There is one other thing I want to point out with regards to severe weather. First off, two other things. First off, for tomorrow, the risk shifts to a small area from southeast Georgia all the way into eastern North Carolina. Tuesday, we've been talking about this since late last week, that we have a cold front that is coming through, swinging down from a very strong upper trough in the Great Lakes, and that is going to set us up for the potential, and SPC is recognizing this now. They put a marginal risk of severe weather for central and southern New England, down through the eastern half of Pennsylvania, northeastern Maryland, and into Delaware. I think that this area could wind up eventually going to a slight risk for somebody. These are very strong dynamics, and it's the type of situation that could create microbursts, where you get these downdrafts with very strong winds in excess of 60 or even 70 miles an hour. I seem to recall last spring we had a few instances of this happening. And again, this would be for Tuesday. Here's the satellite loop this morning, nice and clear from Virginia northeast up to Maine. We've got a good looking day today overall. There will eventually be some high clouds that'll roll in, but overall a very nice day. And we are seeing two systems in play here. First off, we have a cold front that is coming down from Canada, and that is going to be moving toward us and through us. And then you have all of this, and that is low pressure that's going to form in the south, and that's going to head for the Carolinas and eventually head out to the east-northeast. I don't think this is going to be coming up the coast. We would think the general thinking was that maybe coastal areas could be grazed with some rain here overnight into early Monday morning. It may be far enough offshore where this won't happen. We'll see what takes place tonight as all of this moisture shoots up to the northeast. But in the meantime, you're already seeing some blowups with regards to thunderstorms this morning in parts of Alabama and moving into Georgia. There's a strong warm front that is coming up from the south, and that's that warm tropical air that's shooting up out of the Gulf of Mexico that's going to be heading on northward. Here's the analysis from earlier, where we've already got dew points in the upper 60s across much of the Texas coast, Louisiana coast, and over to Florida, and that is all going to be pushing on up to the north. Rain is going to be especially heavy out of this. We're talking about 3 to 5 inches worth of rain in that area that we indicated for flooding. And we also have weather systems to deal with. This is the 7-day rainfall forecast. We have weather systems to deal with as we move through this week. So that accounts for the 1 to 2 inches of rain that we're seeing forecast up for parts of the Northeast and for the Mid-Atlantic states. So let's take you through today on the NAM model. And as we move into this afternoon and tonight, this is where we start to see the blow up of severe weather this evening and tonight in the risk zone to the south. The low is going to head up into South Carolina off the North Carolina coast. This is tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. We'll have clouds here to deal with, and that's probably going to hold temperatures down somewhat. But most of the models seem to want to take this low out to the east and southeast of the area from northeast Virginia to southern New England and cut off the rain. In which case, it won't be too bad tomorrow on Monday, just some clouds. Now, here comes the cold front for Tuesday, and this is what I'm worried about with regards to Tuesday because of the fact that we do have a very well-defined upper air trough. This is very, very sharp that is swinging down out of Canada. Very cold air aloft, strong shortwave trough swinging through here, and actually reaches its peak intensity as it moves into upstate New York and western Pennsylvania. So this is going to have to be watched very closely as far as thunderstorm development is concerned for Tuesday. And here's how the GFS shows up. The GFS has actually been picking up on this rather sharply compared to some of the other models and what they've been showing. The GFS has been especially bullish, but even the NAM model has the same idea, and you can see it here: well-defined squall lines that form in western New York, and also ahead of it, we've got a line of storms that moves into New England and then swings on offshore. So we'll have a warmer day on Tuesday with a southwest wind ahead of it. We'll be in the 60s. Might see a few spots get close to 70 if we get enough sun in the morning. The front comes through in the afternoon. Again, the marginal risk, which I think may wind up being upgraded further as we get closer. Weather conditions improve on Wednesday, and then here comes the next weather system moving out of the southern plains. It looks like it'll bring in rain here later on Thursday for Thursday night into Friday, and that low is very slow moving, so we may not see improving weather conditions until Friday night or Saturday. But guess what? Here comes the next one right behind it with more rain possible for later next weekend and into early next week. Very busy weather pattern that we're seeing. So for Patreon members, there'll be a special weather in 10 that will get into all the specifics with regards to the severe weather threat for today and also for tomorrow and Tuesday. So look for that shortly. For all of you, the Joe and Joe Sunday morning weather show, Coffee with Cioffi and Rayo, that will be on my YouTube channel at 11 o'clock Eastern time. So just go to YouTube, Joe Cioffi, and make sure you subscribe so you get a notification, but the show starts at 11 o'clock Eastern time today. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy the nice weather while we have it, and we'll see you later.